I chose this profession because ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved just taking time to talk with people and listen to them. I remember at a very early age, I was kind of the one that the friends would go to for support and for guidance, and it's just kind of been a part of my personality my whole life, and so I figured because of that I'd make a career out of it. Over the course of the years, my specialties have changed quite a bit. I started out primarily focusing on children and adolescents, working with reactive attachment disorders, behavior disorders, aggressive and defiant behaviors. I've shifted to working a lot with marriage counseling and families. I've really enjoyed that, but I wanted to challenge myself a little more, and so I started focusing more on trauma. I've specialized in trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, and I've been doing that for several years, working with crisis intervention. And then recently I've become certified as a sexual addiction therapist. In the past several years, pornography addiction and sexual addiction is becoming a very prominent thing in our society that not a lot of people are really focusing on. And so right now that's my primary specialty is pornography addiction and sexual addictions. My approach to therapy is being very personable. I think that if you can relate with somebody and make them feel comfortable in your sessions and build that rapport of trust and honesty, there's a lot of success that you see from just that approach. I obviously take the approach that the client is the one that is coming in here seeking the help, and so I listen intently to what they're needing and making sure that we meet their needs as best as possible. During the first counseling session, we typically do what's called a comprehensive diagnostic assessment, and that is looking over everything that we have been struggling with, the history that you have. It's basically gathering information for us as a therapist to understand what direction we want to go with your therapeutic process. It's a lot of questions, a lot of answers. It typically takes about an hour for that process to happen, but it not only allows us to gain information on what we need to do in the therapeutic process, it allows you as a client to look at us as a therapist to determine if you feel like it's a good fit. In that process, if you don't feel like it is a good fit, it is our responsibility as a therapist to make sure that we find somebody that is a good fit, and that may be referring you to another agency, another therapist, because at the end of the day, this is about you, and we want you to have the success you need as you go through this process. 25 years ago when I started this, there was a big stigma attached to being in counseling and seeking help, and over the years we've seen that that's become more accepted. We've seen more success with it, and people are truly seeing the benefit of it, which is making it easier for us in our profession to offer the support that we've wanted to offer for so many years. For me, the reward is watching somebody walk into the office that is struggling with something, feeling at the lowest point in their life, spending time over the weeks and months working with them and seeing the progression and seeing their strength build up to where they walk out of here with their head held high, knowing that they can take on something that they never thought they could, and just seeing that is pretty rewarding for me to be a part of that process. For somebody to understand if counseling is right for them, they have to go through the process. You have to be open-minded to the suggestions that are going to be offered. Obviously, we're coming in here because some of your resources and experiences that you've had are limited, and so this gives you an opportunity to understand different approaches to it. If you get in and feel like it is not your best approach, you're not locked into it. We're not expecting you to commit to anything more than what you can give, but this is about you, and we expect that we can give you the opportunity to present the information that you need to help you get through your struggles at this time. The best way to book an appointment with me is to call a receptionist. She keeps track of all my appointments and scheduling, and she'll be able to find a time, hopefully within a week, to get you in. We prefer 24-hour notice that we can get you in within that time if it's available, but we'll do our best to get you in as quickly as possible.